As people who love the outdoors, many of our favorite pastimes tie back to wetlands. Whether we're hunting ducks in bottomland timber, catching smallmouth in a stream, or hiking and paddling to see all that nature has to offer, the enjoyment of these outdoor traditions is largely dependent on the health of our state's wetlands. Wetlands are everywhere. They are commonly understood as the areas of land between places that are always wet and places that are always dry, but they are much more diverse than they appear. While many wetlands are simply shallow spots on the landscape that become groundwater by slowly seeping into nearby streams or soaking into the earth, they also have diverse characteristics that make them unique. Wetlands are home to a distinct collection of plants, fish, and wildlife not found in other habitats. The habitat they provide is critical for our fish and wildlife. Not only do wetlands create desirable habitat for wildlife, they also protect our health and safety, enhancing everyday life and helping shape memories for our communities. Wetlands reduce flood damages by absorbing floodwaters and slowing the water's flow. They filter pollutants to help keep our waters clean, ensuring we have water to drink and use in our homes and businesses. But the ability of wetlands to provide these benefits depends on how we use and manage our land and water. Across much of Tennessee, the changes we have made to our landscape has disrupted this ability, and as a result, we're seeing an increase in flood damages and water quality problems. Conserving wetlands is important for keeping our water sources safe for people and wildlife. So how does conserving wetlands impact our waterways? All water is connected above and below ground in the watershed. A watershed is an area where all surface waters, including wetlands, drain into a shared body of water such as a river or lake. And just as a river's flow changes as it moves downstream, wetlands in different parts of the watershed impact the flow and quality of water in different ways. In the upper parts of a watershed, and sometimes isolated areas, wetlands form in low spots on the land. They often appear disconnected from nearby waterways and are dry throughout the summer and fall. While these wetlands appear small on their own, they can be abundant within an area. Each of these wetlands captures, stores, and slowly releases water runoff from rain. During heavy rains, they slow the flow of water, allowing water to soak into the ground and replenish stored groundwater rather than eroding soil and flooding into nearby communities. Wetlands further down the watershed exist alongside rivers and streams. These are known as floodplain wetlands. As the water level rises in the river, the flooding water spreads across the floodplain and associated wetlands and is absorbed into the ground. This slows the flow of the flooding water, preventing erosion and lowering flood risks downstream. It also allows sediment and nutrients to spread out and deposit into the floodplain, nourishing habitats and cleaning the absorbed groundwater that will drain back into the river. In the lower parts of a watershed, wetlands exist in the areas where smaller rivers empty into larger rivers. At these meeting points, the river flattens out and slows the water's current, forming a delta. This allows sediments and other materials to sink to the bottom, and it makes the water flowing into the larger river cleaner and clearer for those outdoor activities we all enjoy. In every region of Tennessee, wetlands improve the water we rely on. If you are concerned about water quality and flooding in your community, and also care about fish and wildlife habitat, understanding how your local wetlands function in your watershed is an important first step. As Tennesseans, we can all work together to conserve wetlands and protect our communities, our families, and the outdoor traditions that bring us together.